Hey, welcome everybody to our November, December Behind the Lines podcast.
Yes, it's been a while.
It has been a while, 6 weeks
Yes.
or so since we've done it.
Yes.
And you start to miss it.
I do. Man, where's the year gone, John? It's hard to believe that Christmas is right here on us, but it's a great feeling, too.
It is a good feeling. It means we've been busy, it means stuff's happening in a good way.
Yes. Man, it's hard to believe it's been a year since we hooked up our first customer on
That's right.
Fastnet.
It is almost the anniversary right now at our first, the Shannons.
You know, that's the great part about how busy we are. Time is just flying by, and I guess from a personal standpoint and the family side, it makes it difficult. But, man, we're busy, John.
We are busy, and busy in a good way.
Yes. We love what we do. Thank you for allowing us to serve you.
That's right. I do want to say one thing that I just kind of thought of this weekend. We had a terrible set of storms that tore through the southeast.
Yeah, pray for everybody in Kentucky. Everybody's damaged. I think I heard the tornado was on the ground 250 miles.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know what the death toll's up to. I heard between 70 and 100 yesterday. Have you heard any numbers?
That's basically what I've seen, too.
So pray for them. We do have guys and equipment ready to go serve. We reached out to Kentucky yesterday and night before last. Today's Monday, the 12th that we're filming this. So when you see it, you'll know the context. But right now, Kentucky says just hold off, don't come yet. We're trying to assess the damage and where we need who, when, where. So they're in that holding pattern right now. And as soon as we get word from them, we'll probably send employees and equipment there to help.
Just a terrible mess, and we do
It is.
send thoughts, prayers, and we'll be sending help hopefully. And just that's a long battle.
It is. You know, there'll be a day when we need their help, John. I'd much rather send guys to go help than receive them, but that's what we do in the cooperative world. We help each other.
That's right. So one of the things that we did want to talk about today was Fastnet.
Yes.
That's the thing that's keeping us as busy as it is.
It is.
And, things are really, again, after a year, we're starting to get the hang of it, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're getting our feet underneath us. We're right at 2,500 customers. We've learned a lot over the past year, from going from an industry where we were very proficient on the electric side to learning this new business. John, you and David behind the camera and myself, we've done a lot of educating ourselves over the past year. A lot of the customers that have the service, almost all of them, probably all of them from what I've heard, love the service. It's a lot better than what they're used to. Love the customer service. Remember, if you call our office, you talk to somebody here. It's not somebody somewhere else. So love to hear more from you, people who have it. When we go to Rotary Club meetings and Chamber of Commerce meetings, a lot of praise to the employees for the service we provide.
That's right. And we are coming as fast as we can. We're opening up new phases as fast as we can. In fact, we've just started splicing on our 8 to 10 phase.
Yeah.
And that's exciting because we were actually scheduled to start construction about this time. Late fall of this year was when we were supposed to start construction. So we're well ahead of schedule there. I know that still it's frustrating for folks who are waiting. And we're coming as fast as we can, and we're actually seeing it move pretty quick. I think what we've seen is from when we start splicing to the end of the phase, or to when the majority of folks will be hooked up, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 months, I think is a...
Yeah. So good point, John. When people see us coming down the main part of the road with the fiber, it is a time delay between the main road construction and then drops to their houses, right? The main road part, as you know, goes a lot faster than the part to the house. So when you see that, be patient. Also, a big driving factor in this is communication. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from people that want our service, and it may move the needle on where we go next and how fast we move in that area.
That's right. So if you're in one of those phases that is down the line a little bit, if you've got interest and you just let us know. Shoot us an email. If you haven't gone online and put your address in and given us your information, please do that. But just do it once. It doesn't help to do it more than once. In fact, it clogs the system up a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't move the needle if you apply multiple times, right?
No, if the same person applies multiple times. So what you want to do is get your friends, your neighbors, the folks who live in that area to go ahead and sign up once each. And it doesn't hurt to reach out to us, give us a call, email us. We're happy to update you on the response and, of course, note where you are and note your interest.
We welcome questions, concerns, anything you have about it. We're open. Contact us.
So we've got some new stuff going on with that. We've got a new international calling program. which is exciting. We're seeing a lot of folks take advantage of our phone service.
Yeah, we really hadn't put out phones as much as we have the internet side, because obviously we put the internet and the fiber up first, and phones go over the fiber. It's voice over IP. But we really wanted to become proficient with the internet side before we cut on the phone side. So we do have several phone customers. They like the service. International calling, as John alluded to, is active now. It's going well, and the rates are actually a lot cheaper than I thought they would be.
That's right. Honestly, don't really have any need to call anybody overseas, so I did not know what it cost, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 cents.
Yeah,
on
it depends
average,
on which
looks
country,
like.
right?
That's right.
But not bad.
No, so it's just another feature that we offer through the system, and that's great. Another thing that we're talking to people about before the holidays is thinking about maybe cutting the cord. A lot of folks, myself included, I've got internet and I also have satellite TV.
Yes.
And so I'm paying quite a bit for satellite TV and then paying more for internet. And so you can actually get pretty much everything you want to see on satellite TV or cable TV over the internet with streaming services. It's just when you're old like me, it's confusing and it's tough because you have to get different satellite services. So how do you figure that out?
I'm glad you brought that up, John. And you know me well. I'm probably more conservative than most. A good example is my grandmother in the nursing home, her TV went out. And we went to go buy her a new TV. Well, almost all the TVs are smart TVs, and I knew that probably would be difficult. So we made the decision to give her our current TV and buy us a new one. And we're like you. We have internet at the house. Not Fastnet yet. No. I wish I had Fastnet, but I do have something that gets me by. And then we still have satellite service. I have been hooked on streaming with this smart TV over the past week since we've received the TV. Now, it takes a little getting used to because it's more app-based than channel listed.
That's right.
But it's growing on me. I really like it. So, John, I don't know if you've got a smart TV at your house. You probably have one a lot longer than I have. Like I say, I'm probably a little lagging on getting on technology. But if you haven't gotten a smart TV yet, I highly encourage you to. It's part of the evolution of technology. It's obviously smarter than the old ones. I will caution you a little bit, though. I'm probably getting too far in the weeds. The one I have doesn't have RCA jack. So if you have older DVD players, some of that may not work with it. But get that in anticipation of Fastnet being at your house. I think it will change your viewing enjoyment.
That's right. And it can be a little daunting at first. There's a lot of choices, and if you're not sure what you need as far as streaming TV and what's on what, we have a service called Streaming TV Genius on our website that can go and help you see what streaming packages. There's Hulu, Disney, YouTube, all, I can't even think of half of them right now, and all of them have a little different content. So you want to watch something specific that's on a streaming service, you have to pay for that service.
Yes.
But Streaming TV Genius will help you figure out what channels are on what programs on what streaming services, and then how much those streaming services would cost you, and put together a package for you so that you can go out and order these streaming services and find the best deals for you.
That was really good of you, John, to come up with that application on our website. It's very handy. I know myself, we either have the 200 or 250 package on satellite, and I bet we might watch 6 to a dozen different channels.
That's right.
What I like about this new way of viewing TV is it's a la carte, right? I know which ones I like, which stations I like. I can just go buy those, and it's cheaper than the big plan I'm on now.
That's right.
Now, we hadn't cut the cord yet, but I need to go ahead and do it.
Well, that's the same thing, and even I know a lot of folks around here, they don't, but what they count on TV for is, or at least their cable TV for, local channels and live sports, and both of those things can be gotten through streaming services now. So Streaming TV Genius can help you find what packages offer local channels and offer your live sports so that you're not going to miss Mississippi State or Ole Miss or Southern or whoever it is you pull for. You're not going to miss your NFL games or any of those things. That's the beauty of where we are now with streaming. So you can cut the cord, and Streaming TV Genius will help you do that.
Yeah, and there's so many smart devices out now. So many of them I'm not even aware of, John, but there's so many that if you didn't have adequate internet service at your house, that you couldn't use before Fastnet came in your area, like home security systems.
That's right.
So hang on, we're going to keep educating our membership on what technology's out there that you can use Fastnet for.
That's right. And for those of you who do have Fastnet, I'm sure you're probably going to get a bunch of devices for Christmas. And so one thing you may want to think about is upping your speed at some point. So because more devices means you're eating into your speed and your bandwidth a little bit. So if you're on a lower package, you may want to think about bumping up to the next higher package.
If you're like us, I'm sure technology's part of the big Christmas present.
That's right. It always is, especially if you got kids.
Yes.
All right. Well, very excited about where Fastnet is right now. So one of the things that we are seeing on the Fastnet side, but more on the electric side, is the way the world is these days, supply chain issues.
Yeah, I think you feel it even if you don't watch the news much, right? You feel it if you go to the grocery store, you feel it at the gas pumps. I jotted down a few notes I saw on the news early this morning. Since November of 2020, just a few things. Bacon has gone up 21%. Eggs have gone up 8%. Steak, 25%. Cereal, 5%. Gas, 60%. So we feel it here on our materials we buy, right? Because a lot of the materials we buy are driven by metals and labor. All those things have gone up. But I don't know if you've heard us say this before, but our goal over the past few years has been to capitalize on efficiency and reduce expenses. So if we ever have to raise rates, we can legitimately tell our members we did everything we could. Those things are paying off in times like this, right? We see no foreseeable rate increases in the near future, even though fuel cost is going up to generate power with TVA. We're able to absorb a lot of that because we've done the right things in the past. Praise goes to the employees for doing what they should do, and to the board of directors for making wise decisions. Thank both those groups. That's why we have such a great cooperative.
That's right. And under the board and your leadership over the last few years, what we've done in a sense is tighten our belts in preparation for times like this.
Yes. Our goal is to keep employees with all the tools they need. If you see our employees, they have nice equipment, nice trucks. We take care of it. We don't want to cut back on the tools we need to do the job. We just make sure what we buy is what we need to get it done.
That's right. And of course, when you see things so volatile, just like you were talking about with gasoline up, 60%, we have to fuel the trucks and so that's we go through a lot of fuel in a given week, in a given month. And our ability to have already cut costs in other places mean, again, that's not moving the needle. Yeah. And, we are doing our best to mitigate any pressure on us to raise rates.
The great thing about this team, John, is we have challenges all the time, every day. There's challenges whether it's down power line and poles. There's challenges whether it's somebody's out sick or learning a new business like Fastnet or meeting with individuals to give roundup money back to charities. But the team always prevails. Whatever the challenge is, we've always prevailed. We don't know when inflation is going to stop, what it's going to look like, but I'm confident that we have the ability and the team to get past it.
And the want to.
Yes.
That's a big part of it, is folks have no problem rolling up their sleeves, as you said, whether it's a storm or whether it's looking for ways to cut costs. Everybody rolls up their sleeves and buckles down. So.
And like you talked about earlier, Johnny, inflation hurts, right? Because I remember when there was more month than there was money. And a lot of people are feeling that right now, especially around the holidays, especially with inflation. But we have so much to still be thankful for. And I don't want to preach too much, but we started this conversation with the people in Kentucky. Times are tough, but they're having it worse than any of us right now.
That's right. So I do want to point out that one of the things an example of one of the things that we're doing to sort of cut costs is with pole restoration.
Yeah.
We have a system in place where every year we go and inspect a certain percentage of our poles.
Yes.
And just to make sure that they're not damaged or that they, that there's something that they need. Instead of, so we do replace a certain percent of them. What, about 1.5%?
Yeah, I think it's maybe less than 1%. So remember, we have probably 140,000 poles on our system. Remember, we have 5,500 miles of line. We're in parts of 9 counties. So we're a large co-op in terms of electric cooperatives. So part of the due diligence is just making sure your assets are in good working order, and part of that is pole restoration.
That's right. So we have we contract with a group called Osmos that goes out and inspects these poles. A lot of them just get treated,
yes.
Just to prolong the life a little bit. But there are some that are a little far gone. For whatever reason, the weather's gotten to them. Maybe they've been struck by a car or somebody backed into it. You didn't know. that they're a little more far gone, might need to be replaced, and that's an expensive proposition.
It is.
Because you've got to replace a pole, you've got to replace everything that's on it, and then you have to send crews out there to do it.
Yeah, and depending on where the pole is, it may cost $10,000 to replace a pole, depending on how complicated the structure is on the pole, what's around the pole, if the guys can get equipment to the pole. I think it's good that you're bringing this up, John, because I know even my wife called me and said, Brian, who are these guys in my backyard around the pole? So remember, we're in other people's property. We have easements to get on their property to service these poles. But somebody may not have been around that pole in years, and then a member sees somebody around the pole. Call us if you have questions. We'll verify if they're in your area or not.
That's right. And we do try to warn folks. We try to put stuff out on social media, and we do call outs. We do call outs, recorded messages. Sorry about that, but it's impossible for us to call 500 people in a day and do the rest of our work. So we do have call outs like that. We try to let folks know when we're going to be working in the area. But this group, Osmos, they go, and in this case, we've got a way we're doing now that will keep us from having to replace a pole, but may prolong the life for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and it's a really neat process.
It's a more efficient way of making the asset last longer without just changing the pole out right away. The pole may have slight damage, but not to the effect that it's ready to be changed out, and this actually reinforces the pole.
That's right. So we've got a video put together of how they actually do it, which we're going to show now. And for those of you who might be listening or can't see this for whatever reason, we'll put a link up on our website and on social media so you can kind of see what the Osmos guys do to protect the pole, to reinforce it, and to keep it in service for longer.
It's a really neat video. Y'all did a good job.
So. It really is a fascinating process, and those guys, they move really fast.
Yeah,
they're really
do.
good.
They're good at what they do. You can tell they've done it a few times.
That's right. So they can knock out several poles, a lot of poles in a day, and that's good. Youth Tour.
Yes, great program, John.
It is a great program. Our Brad Barr, our communications coordinator, has been working with this program for years now. Loves it, and it's just great. You had a chance to visit with these folks.
Yes.
Youth Tour, for those of you who don't know, every year we invite juniors to apply for our Youth Tour leadership program, and they are chosen from their school. So we get one candidate from each of the high schools, a junior that comes in and interviews and writes an essay and talks about leadership and why they want to participate in our program. We have a panel of judges that meet with all of them and then make a decision on which ones have won that year. And when they do win, we get to take them all kinds of neat places.
Yes. So I've had the luxury of meeting several of these individuals, young men and women, and they are the cream of the crop of our community and our country. We have a panel of judges that come in. They're not from our area. They're from other parts of the state that judge these young men and women. And what they're looking for are leadership characteristics, how they carry themselves, how they communicate, what they've done in their communities and their churches. And if you talk to these young men and women, they are blessed. They are a lot better than I am at communicating. They come across very humble, I'm proud to know these young men and women because it gives me hope for the future.
That's right.
We selected out of 11 this year candidates that we had. I think there was 4 that were selected to go to Jackson. Remember, it's from the 4-county membership. Great program. They go to Jackson for, I think, 3 days, and then they go to Washington, D.C. for a week. Now, we didn't do it in the past year or two because of COVID, but we have high hopes of being able to start that back up. Great program.
And they get to meet other kids from other co-ops, other young leaders. So many of the folks that go through this program, whether it's ours or other cooperatives, go on to do really great things.
Yes.
And what's cool is some of the relationships that these guys build during this, they keep for their entire lives.
Yes, they do. We run into people who are 40, 50 years old, and they went through Youth Tour years ago, and they loved the process, had fond memories, and it helped building blocks of who they are today.
That's right. So we're really proud of the kids that won this year, and that's Luke Fisher won first place from Heritage Academy. Logan Williams won second place, and she's from Hebron Christian School. Jack Brown from East Webster High, and Cole Monahan from New Hope High School tied for third place.
Yes.
So those 4 folks are the ones that are going to be going to Jackson and going to Washington. And again, like you said, when you talk to these kids, you really feel good about the future.
Yes. And John, thank you and Brad Barr for facilitating that program. It really is a way we give back to our community. So
well, and Brad is very passionate about it. He really enjoys getting to know these kids, and he really enjoys taking them down there, watching them grow, watching them learn.
He's good at it.
He is very good at it. So that about wraps things up, except let's talk a little bit about Christmas and the holidays.
Y'all remember, this is December the 12th, so we're fastly approaching the 12 days of Christmas. If you drive by the 4-county office, you'll know that we put a few more lights up this year than we normally do. It doesn't look like Clark Griswold quite yet. Very tasteful. So we had several employees here who designed it, and they worked on their own time to put the lights out there. If you have time, please drive by and look at it. We're very proud of it. It's very beautiful. All the employees did a great job. So it's just one way we want to remind people that Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We love y'all.
Yeah, we're proud. People have really commented on how much they like it, and I'm sure this will become a new tradition for us.
And John, didn't you start a Christmas lighting contest?
We did. We had a Christmas lighting contest, and we had about 15 entries this year, and we'll be judging those actually today as we get done with this, and we'll have the winners announced on social media, and they'll be featured in this month's Today.
Good. I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, we had some really, really neat entry, so it's going to be a tough call, and we look forward to doing this in the future as well. So is there anything that you want to say to the membership as we head into the Christmas season?
I'd like to close and thank you for what you do. Thank you for being supportive. If you see a 4-county employee, man or woman, thank them for the service they do. We really do work hard for you. Merry Christmas. We love you, and God bless.